The entire crew of the SDF-1 is scrambling to do crisis control after folding space to the very edge of the solar system, taking Macross Island with it, as well as the 70,000 civilians who lived there. Being nearly 3.2 billion miles from the Earth, with their fold engines having vanished, they have a years-long journey ahead of them. Not only do they have to secure their personnel and the citizens of MACROSS City, they need to salvage every possible bit of food, equipment, and resources they can from the once tropical, now frozen, island. Captain Gloval coordinates with Lisa to prepare the Thor-class carriers, the Daedalus and Prometheus, to the ship. These military vessels, one a mighty aircraft carrier and the other a landing transport for ground assault destroids, may be the greatest asset the SDF-1 can recover from this mess. Now frozen offshore of the island, they must be made spaceworthy and attached where the Armor 1 and Armor 10 were meant to dock with the battle fortress. All of this is done with great expedience, as they know it's only a matter of time until the forces of the ZENTRAEDI and their battleships find them. Deep inside some forgotten chamber aboard the gargantuan SDF-1, Rick and Minmei are having a crisis of their own. Rick is unable to break away the cables that entangle his plane. Minmei suggests they use the radio to call for help, but Rick finds it broken from the crash. At least Rick has a few tools, like a watch he can set coordinates to so they don't lose their way from his plane, as well as a flashlight and emergency rations. They set off down some corridors, hoping they won't have to go far to find help. But aside from finding some pipes with hot water and a vast cargo room with many odds and ends inside, nothing useful apparently. They do come across an enormous door, one that must have been used by the giant aliens before this ship crashed to Earth and was refitted by the humans. The door turns out to be an airlock, meaning the coldness of space, as well as a plethora of debris from the island, is just beyond these walls. Minmei and Rick, seeing all of this disarray, now worry what situation the ship is in, let alone themselves. On the bridge, Claudia argues with Roy, who is no doubt frustrated that Rick didn't stay put where he told him to, and now rides the line of insubordination, wanting to leave his post to go find his little brother. He'd move heaven and earth to find him, but Captain Gloval reminds him of his duty.
You can't go searching for your friend now, Roy.
But I'm telling you, Rick is out there somewhere. I can't just abandon him, you know?
Now listen, you can't just leave your post anytime you feel like it.
Officer Grant, let me talk to him.
I'll patch you in on Channel 8, sir.
Commander Fokker, Gloval, your request is denied. I'm sorry to hear about your friend, but we have over 70,000 civilian survivors on board this ship now, and we need all our officers on duty to ensure their safety.
Aye, aye, Captain, whatever you say. I'm sure that 70,000 civilians are a whole lot more important than my friend. Over and out, sir.
Hothead.
It's definitely time for a coffee break, as we wonder when the last time any of the crew got some sleep was. The girls on the bridge don't get to take a breather very long, as Lisa and Claudia keep getting calls to help coordinate with several command posts. Rick and Minmei take a break from wandering corridors, after getting dirty climbing around, not to mention thirsty. They decide to refresh themselves by using the water pipes they came across earlier. Minmei figures she could use a shower, and Rick doesn't immediately give her some privacy. But after some prodding, he sets up some cover and even leaves her a change of clothes before continuing to scout around until she finishes up.
Boy, that shower is just what I needed. I feel a whole lot better now. Thank you so much for the suit.
You're welcome.
Even though it is a bit big, the sleeves are much too long. The creature without any hands. Ugh.
As they eat up some of Rick's rations, he mentions how he used to be a junior nature scout, and Minmei can't help but tease him that apparently he never earned his pathfinding merit badge. As they decide to call it a night, Rick can't believe how his little visit to watch the ship launch has turned into such a crazy day. Minmei is worried about her family, but is exhausted, and it isn't long before she snoozes on Rick's shoulder. Despite all the horrible events and brushes with death this day has brought, Rick can't help but be glad he's met Minmei. As Rick closes his eyes to drift off to sleep himself, he vows in his heart to always protect her. The next morning, as Rick heads out to continue mapping the area, trying to find a way out,
Well, I don't suppose much else can go wrong today.
Minmei starts setting up home base, using a parachute as a tent and showing off her cooking skills.
By making stew, we can make our supplies last longer.
Right, I forgot. You're in the restaurant business.
No, that was my Aunt Lena's restaurant. Actually, I want to be an entertainer.
Huh. You planning to be an actress?
Well, I study acting, singing, and dancing. Here.
Thanks.
Another day passes, and Rick feels no closer to finding a way out than he did before, but at least Minmei seems comfortable. Lisa wanders into the officer's lounge to find Claudia, as they update each other on what's happening now that they've recovered all the resources from the island they can, and begin to organize the civilians, using materials gathered to build them a living area. Even as those preparations for their journey back to Earth continue, a week has gone by, with Rick and Minmei feeling trapped in a prison by this point. And to make matters worse, their rations have about run out. Feeling desperate, Rick decides he better try his risky Plan B. He tapes up the ends of his flight suit, planning to use his helmet from the Veritech to make himself space-worthy, just enough to be able to survive out of the airlock for a minute or two, and hopefully find a way, finally, to some other section of the ship. He'll have to hold his breath the whole time, as Minmei operates the airlock, but, all things considered, what could go wrong? Minmei gasps as she looks out the window. She and Rick spot a giant tuna floating outside, a sight no one expected to see today. They both excitedly figure that, if nothing else, they can replenish their food supply with that.
Tuna fish!
Rick, please be careful out there! Wave if you're ready! Okay! Well, here we go!
I gotta give Rick credit for his ingenuity here. But despite his creativity using his limited resources, he does nearly die doing this stunt. Most of the fish is unfortunately caught outside the airlock door, but the head is better than no fish at all. While they cook it, Minmei can see how discouraged Rick is. She's been trying to stay cheerful and bright, but it's clear she's feeling the same. She tries to brainstorm ideas to help, even saying they should make a bomb to blow a hole in the steel wall or ceiling. But Rick points out they've been using all their explosive jet fuel from his plane to cook their dinners. Nearly another week passes, and at least they're still getting along. Rick tells Minmei the stories of all the flying competitions and races he's been winning since he was a kid. And Minmei confesses to him her dreams of not only being married with a family life, but also being a star with a singing career, as Rick hears her sing for maybe the first time.
Be in love, my hero, he must take me where no other can. Where silver suns have golden moons, each year has 13 Junes. That's what must be for me. To be in love.
You've got a beautiful voice.
Thank you, Rick. If I could do one thing with my life, I want to sing. It's always made me feel so good. I've taken lessons ever since I was 4 years old.
It's always been planes for me. All I ever wanted to do was fly.
I know how you feel, Rick. Sometimes you can't be happy unless you do what you dream about.
All this talk about dreams, about marriage, about the lives they've lived and the futures they've wanted. stir up in Minmei the despair she's been holding back.
It's been 12 days, and I'm sure they must have given up searching for us by this time. We'll never get out of here.
Huh? Oh, it's those mice again. I'll get them this time.
Rick, be careful.
Yeah. Get out of here. There.
We're never going to make it out alive. We're going to be here forever. We've been here too long. They'll have forgotten about us by now.
Minmei, I don't want to hear that kind of talk.
It's true. We've just got to face it. We'll live our entire lives here in this ship. I'll never know what it's like to walk down the aisle as a bride.
Minmei.
What?
You will. I'll help you.
How are you going to do that?
Well, we could do it right here. We could pretend.
Okay. Then you really mean it? Then let me borrow your scarf. This might be the only veil I ever get to wear in my life. What do you think?
Minmei, you look beautiful. Well, I guess I should be the groom, huh? Okay. Is this what we do next?
Oh, Rick, why doesn't someone come and find us? I've got to get home!
But you will, I promised you.
I'm just so scared.
I know, so am I. Come on, I'm telling you we're gonna get out of here. There's got to be a way. We can't give up. We've got to keep trying. I've never been a quitter, and you shouldn't be one either.
Stop it. That's all just silly talk. You know what's really going to happen. We're never going to get out of here. There's no chance.
Minmei, it's not silly talk. I really mean it. We can get out of here if we don't give up. You mustn't give up. I'm doing my best. I'm sorry.
No, Rick. I'm the one that should apologize. It's just, well... Oh, Rick!
Come on, it'll be all right.
Rick, I've been so stupid.
That's not true.
Kiss me, Rick.
If you want.
Oh, it's a good thing they weren't still inside that tent. Rick and Minmei are shocked. Their intimate, heartfelt moment disrupted by whatever fell through the ceiling almost on top of them. And then they hear voices.
Is that an enemy missile?
It looks to me like it might have been a bomb.
Look, there's somebody down there.
It's a couple of kids.
Are you guys okay?
Why, that looks like Minmei down there.
It's the mayor. We've been saved.
Hold on now. Here we go.
Using a winch and a basket, this construction crew hoists the two of them up out of the darkness, though Rick looks despondently at his very crushed plane. And what they find in the light is outstanding, unimaginable. It's all the citizens of MACROSS City. And more than that, the entire city itself is here, rebuilt inside one of the many chambers of the SDF-1, the expanding construction finally encroaching to the area Minmei and Rick have been trapped in. Even the Chinese restaurant of Minmei's aunt and uncle is rebuilt right here in the ship to exacting detail.
I can't believe it. The whole city's here.
Oh, Rick, look! The restaurant and Aunt Lena's house are right here! It's Minmei! Oh, Jason! Minmei!
As you can see, my boy, the entire city's been moved intact. It's quite an achievement. You've got to tell us how you and Minmei got trapped way down there. Did you know you've been missing for almost 2 weeks?
I'm Minmei's uncle, young man, and I thank you for the protection you provided our baby girl.
Oh, don't mention it. You're welcome.
Minmei is thrilled, greeting neighbors and friends, and Rick is confused, overwhelmed, while also unsure. It's almost like he just woke up from some strange, long dream. And Minmei, who'd drawn so close to him, didn't seem to be feeling any of this. She almost seemed to have forgotten about him altogether in this moment. It was just all a lot to process. As the mayor jauntily slaps Rick on the back, congratulating him for bringing Minmei back to them, Rick can't take any more, as the stress, hunger, and shock all catch up to him at once. But at least he and Minmei are finally safe. at least as safe as any of the citizens of Macross are at this point. The SDF-1, with her crew, her carriers, and now with the whole of Macross City and its people within her, has begun the long journey back to Earth.